In this video, I want to speak to you about having patience and understanding that things take time and that you should actually give yourself more credit than you believe. This is all going to be about change and how long it takes for change to happen, and how every single day we are learning. We're learning new lessons that's making us grow as individuals and making us become better people. However, we can't necessarily see that, and we think that it requires a big life change, something like a big chapter in our life to actually mark this occasion, when it's not actually the case. And all of the little things every single day add up and they build into the new person that we're trying to become. And so in this video, I want to give a story, and I kind of want to relate it to everyone because I feel like everyone can relate to this story. And it starts like this. So when I was between the ages of 4 to 17, I obviously lived with my parents, and during that time of growing up, my parents, they kind of never really seemed to get much older. Obviously they did as I grew older between those years, but to me they always seemed the same. They didn't seem to get wrinkles or fat or have grey hair or anything like that. They kind of just existed and always seemed the same. No matter what age I was, they were just there for me, and they were just always as they have always been. I didn't really necessarily see them getting older. And when I was 18, I went to university, and I was away for a few years, 3 years in fact. And at that point, I would only come back for either the summer or the Christmas break. Now, as I was away in a different part of the country, I obviously was not there to see the gradual day-to-day changes that I was experiencing when I was younger, between those age of 4 to 17. To me, I was too close to the subject. I was so close that I couldn't see the things changing on a daily basis. However, when I came back from those 6 months away from home, I actually started to see my parents grow older. I could see slight little things that showed me that they in fact were humans and did age. And I believe that this is how we actually are with ourselves when it comes to how we perceive our self-value, how we perceive how well we are doing in our relationships or our career or whatever it may be that you're looking for growth. We are way too close to the subject because we are the subject. We can't see ourselves from a third person perspective. We are here every single day in the same spot, looking through our own eyes with our own brain. We are someone who's with us from the moment we are born to the moment we die. We are so close and embedded into ourselves that we experience everything on that day-to-day basis that we don't see the gradual changes. Now, in the story that I just told you with my parents, that is how I believe we are, in that we cannot go away for months at a time and then come back to our body and see how our brain has changed, how we've learned new things, how our body may have, grown in the gym. It's hard to see those little changes. It's only when you come at it from a different angle do you see it. So the thing is I think that we also take a lot of thought into how we should define our lives, what actually pushes us and shows growth. And I think a lot of people define that by a new job or a new relationship or moving to a new apartment or house or moving to a different country. It's these very, very big moments in our lives where there is a very clear change. But obviously for those changes to happen, the things had to have happened between in those chapters. I think that these big moments are the bookends and also the chapters in between. However, a book's not made up of chapters. Each chapter is made up of many, many words that build up to the next chapter. And I think that we don't think of it in that way. We see ourselves as looking for these big moments, which we shouldn't do. I think that we should cut ourselves some slack, be happy with ourselves, give ourselves a pat on the back and say, you know what, you actually did that little thing today that's helped push you in the right direction. you start to instill these habits like waking up early, going to the gym, reading a book. These are the kind of things that actually in the long term are so gradual that you don't notice on a day-to-day basis. But 3, 6, 12 months down the line, these are big, big moments, big players that are going to impact your life in such a great way. So don't be so harsh on yourself. Take a second every now and again to just pause and think about all of the words that are making up the chapters in your life. Take a second to reflect and appreciate what you're actually doing. I'm sure if you are to look back a year ago from now, your life was very, very different. However, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you may be complaining within the last week, for example, about how you're falling behind, you're comparing yourself to others, and you're not actually, going as fast or doing as much as you think that you should be. You're stagnating, you're falling behind, everyone's ahead of you. When actually, if you even just look behind 6 months, I think even then you'll see a big amount of growth, that there is development. Try to remember at the end of each day something that Benjamin Franklin used to do, which was ask this question: what good have I done today? It's a question that you can, ask yourself every single night before you go to bed, and think about how have you actually pushed yourself today? What is something that you may have learned from a failure? You don't always have to have success. We learn mostly from our failures. If you ask yourself on maybe a daily basis, maybe if you can only remember once or twice a week, that's still better than nothing. You can actually then start to recognize those small and minute little things that are making a big impact in your life long term. So just going back to that example of my parents and how they aged whilst I was away at university, appreciate that you cannot do that. You will never be able to physically remove yourself and look back at where you are now compared to where you were then. But this is an exercise that you can try and do that can actually make an impact and make you feel less stressful. It's not going to allow you to put so much pressure on yourself and maybe feel sad and depressed that you're not getting ahead. Hopefully this video helped, and if this actually trigged something in your mind and made you learn something, I'd love it if you could scroll down to the comments right now and just write one lesson that you've learned from this video. The act of actually writing it in the comment section below, what you have learned from this video, will allow you to remember that lesson. It will allow you to make sure that it sticks inside of your head. And I'd also appreciate it if you could like this video, maybe even subscribe and hit the notification bell, and check out this YouTube channel, Think Life Freedom, where I upload a lot of videos where I document my own journey into becoming the best version of myself, as well as online marketing, mindset, and so much more. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.